Well, yeah. So, hi guys, one more time. I'm Sayfullo, and recently I graduated from presidential school in Tashkent. Yeah, probably most of you know there's like system of presidential schools in Uzbekistan, and I'm the recent graduate from this school. And yeah, I will be incoming freshman at Princeton University, like one of the Ivy Leagues located like in the USA, in the state called New Jersey. I'm planning to major in something related to engineering. I haven't decided on a specific major, but probably I will do either chemical or environmental engineering. And you can see my stats. I got 1520 on SAT, and I also have 8.5. And in today's session, I will be discussing about supplemental essays. Um, I would say I'm better at writing supplementals compared to personal statement essays, and because I had helped some of my friends and like helping them, I understood that there's certain formula and template you can use in supplementals, and if you follow those formula, it will be super easy to actually craft a good supplemental essay. Well, yeah. Should I wait or can I start
So
already?
thank you for the introduction, Saifullah. So now we can start. Assalamu alaikum everybody. My name is Akbar and I will be host today. So I study in the United States in major in engineering. So today we will start our first session with Saifullah. In fact, Saifullah, as he mentioned, he's graduate of Tashkent Presidential School and he's going to be a freshman in the Princeton University. So in this series, we will focus on the supplemental essays, and he will give a speech, he will give a presentation for half an hour about the supplemental essays and how to approach to Princeton, especially for the Princeton University supplemental essays. And then for the second part of our workshop, he will talk about the feedback for the one specific essay that we will provide from the successful person who got accepted to top universities like Princeton or Harvard. And then in the most important part will begin after 1 hour. In the last part, he will write an essay, a supplemental essay from the scratch. So in this case, you guys can see how a person can approach, how a person can brainstorm like this kind of supplemental essays. So I hope this workshop will be very useful. So if you guys can listen till the end, you guys can get a lot of information. Yep. So it will be lasted for 1.5 hours. So, and I want to say thank you for Sayfullo for accepting our offer and supporting the local startup Unicraft. Yep. Thank you. Sayfullo.
Okay.
Now we can move on to the main part. Yep.
Sure. Okay. So first of all, like we need to describe, or I would like to define what is supplemental essay because there are some students who are new to admission field and they do not know the differences between like different like essays. So if you apply to the USA, there are two types of essays you're going to write. First one is called like common up essay or like personal statement, something you write to all the universities. So you write one personal statement and that essay will be sent to all universities. And the second type of essay is called supplemental essay, which I will be talking about today. And supplemental essays, specific essays that each college assigns you to write. So Harvard has different supplemental essays, Princeton has different supplemental essays, and you gotta write for each university a different essay. That's like an overwhelming and headache part, but still you gotta do it if you want to apply to the USA. So yeah, that's the difference between personal statement and supplemental essay. And usually supplemental essays are smaller than personal statement. Like personal statement is like 650 words compared to supplementals usually like 250. Like Princeton, I don't know why they have exception, but one of their essays like 500 words. Basically, like I will be talking a bit later, but it's very interesting. So yeah, so how many essays did I submit? Uh, Fortunately, I could get into Princeton through early action. So technically, I applied only to Princeton and I got in. So I didn't write a lot of essays for like compared to other students who applied to regular rounds, but I had to write 6 essays plus one research paper. So, in my humble opinion, it's not a flex or like anything else, but I consider Princeton as like one of the hardest universities to apply because there are like 6 essays. In addition to supplementals, you should write a paper. Like you should submit a paper also because they want to check how you write. So yeah, that's like something very surprising about Princeton. And here you can look through the topics of essays I wrote, actually. So the first essay that most university require is why major and why us essay. So this essay requires you to write your intentions of what major to pursue and like why do you want to study at this university. I applied to Princeton Engineering and they asked me why specifically what you want to study at Princeton Engineering and what field. Like that I was planning to study chemical, so I wrote crafted my essay like around why I'm interested in chemical engineering and what kind of things Princeton offers and what I can contribute. We will stop at YSS a bit later, like the specific tips and templates to use how to write this essay. And the second essay you can see, like basically this is the question. Like it's super long. And if you read, you understand that this essay is a copy of personal statement, like common up essay topic. So basically I had to craft another common up essay of like 500 words. This was the hardest part of like Princeton application. And the third essay is about civic engagement. Princeton's official motto is Princeton in the nation's service and service of the world. So they're very much concerned about volunteering, like engaging in like community service. So they would love to see how you engage in those activities when you were studying in high school. So that's another essay you need to write. I don't know if they're updated this year. I guess it's not out yet. Common App has opened yesterday, but supplemental essays are not out yet. It will be out close to end of August, I guess. But anyway, this was the essay I wrote. And 3 small essays. They're called short answers. First one, what is a new skill you'd like to learn in college? Second one, what brings you joy? Third one is like what song represents the soundtrack of your life at this moment? Yeah. Okay. Common types of supplemental essays. Here you can see the list of like common prompts that most universities ask. First one is I told why us essay. So they would like to know why you want to study at this university and what you would like to study. Second essay is extracurricular essay. In activities description, you can mention 10 of your activities, but there you cannot go deeper into it because the limit is 150 characters. So you cannot tell a lot about like your favorite activity. So for example, Harvard offers you a chance to reflect upon it for like 200 words. So third one is like diversity or community engagement. So you guys know that US colleges love diversity and they want to see somebody who is actively engaged in community. So this is another essay type. And the last one is like short answers. Like at Princeton, those 3 questions, or at Yale, for example, one of the question is, what kind of course would you like to teach at Yale? So you should brainstorm and write like your what kind of course. If you would be a professor at Yale, what would you like to teach there? Okay. Now let's move on to how to specifically write supplemental essay. Um, so basically, there is a technique that I tell to everyone, like whenever they ask me for an advice. for like supplemental essays specifically. And like this one technique is actually enough for starter. And this is asking this question, like, can my friend write this essay? This simple question can determine if your essay is good or bad. So for example, let's say um, one guy wrote an essay, and to identify or to check if this essay is good enough, you can give your essay to your friend, and if you can submit the same essay, it means it's not good because it's not unique enough. If it if this essay works for everyone, it's not unique enough. So let's say you play football, and as one of your extracurricular activities, you wrote about football. Like you started with you failed one of the tournaments, and you worked hard, then you succeeded. Like that's how you wrote your extracurricular essay. And the same essay can be submitted by your friend, like your teammate in the football club. So it's not unique enough. So every time you write one supplemental essay, ask this question. For example, Waya's essay, after you write why you want to study at Yale, for example, ask this question. If this essay works for my friend, if the answer is yes, it means you should rewrite that essay because it shouldn't work for somebody else. It should only work for you, and only you should be able to submit. This is like the question you should always ask whenever you write any kind of essay. Okay, now template for Waya's essay. How we write is this. Um, Basically, there are 4 points, I would say. The first one is the academics. So here you can see I made the word connect bold because connecting is the most important part. Anybody can mention name of the courses at Princeton, or like name of the professors, name of the research laboratories, but not everybody can connect it to themselves. So I can also write name of the professor. My friend can also write name of the professor. So my friend can also write this essay. But what he cannot do is I'm writing the name of the professor, like telling about his or her research interest and connecting it to myself and saying like I did this in high school, so I want to continue working on it, working on this research with professor at this laboratory. Maybe your friend didn't do that activity and so he cannot write it. Same goes to professional activities. What's included in professional activities is like internship, and the research can be also included, or there are different kinds of association available. For example, there is an American Institute of Chemical Engineers. It's called AICHE. There is this kind of organization, or for engineers, there is organization called Engineers Without Borders. So there are a lot of organizations that participate in different kinds of like uh, workshops and webinars, conferences. So you can also be part of them, and you can mention it in Waya's essay, but you should again connect to it. So for one of my professional experiences, I included I forgot the name of the organization, but there was some organization related to energy resource management. I just said like, as one of my activities were related to it, I said I want to continue learning that stuff and discussing with different professionals in the USA regarding this topic, regarding the Central Asian problem, those webinars and conference. Social. They don't want students to just focus on academics, but they want somebody who can balance both academics and social life. That's why you need to also focus on social activities. What can be included? Anything like sports, cultural organizations, anything you love, something that academics can be included here. And again, connect back to yourself. Everybody can say, I can join football club, but like maybe you have something else to connect to it. And contribution. Many people mistake that YS essay just asks, I want to study at this university. But in fact, this question is completely different. And the question and the answers they want is opposite. Questions they ask why you want to study at this university, but answers they want is why you should study at this university. So they want to see why they should choose you to be part of this college community. And if you cannot contribute anything, they won't get any kind of profit from you. American colleges, as you know, they have very strong alumni network. Like in fact, Princeton has the strongest alumni network among Ivy Leagues or maybe among all the American colleges. And what they want is they want to admit somebody who is already good, make them great, so they can contribute in the future. Harvard doesn't accept somebody like who is bad. Like we all know that they already accept somebody who is good, somebody who has good SAT, who has good activities and etc. So they already accept somebody good and turn them into great, so they can contribute later financially or like in different kinds of way. So they want to have successful alumni, and you should show yourself. Actually, better word would be sell yourself through supplemental essays that you match with this college. Um, how to produce extracurricular essays. So the first part is anecdote. Anecdote is not the joke, but like the narrative or story you should write. In the description part of the activities, you just wrote some kind of like numbers. Let's say you did some ecological activity. Maybe you wrote there you planted 100 trees, helped like 20 people, collaborated with 10 local communities. In extracurricular essay, you focus on narratives. You tell some kind of story from the activity you did. So one of my activity, like not activity, sorry, the essay was about civic engagement, as I told you, and there I wrote about one of my like volunteering activities, which was like World Rural Region Charity, and wrote the story, like one of the incidents happened there. And reflection, just mentioning what kind of things you did is like useless. You should reflect on it. Like any essay for America should answer the question, so what? So like, so what do you want to tell? So how can you contribute? How can you connect this to college community? So you should answer these questions. And future, if possible, connect to future also. Like you're talking about your experiences in the past and what kind of person you are right now, but try to connect to future, show your future to college so they can see as your potential good alumni, good admit. Short answers, those three questions we had in Princeton. Uh, First of all, be funny, but if you are naturally funny, if you are not naturally funny or not like you don't know how to do humor, you don't need to do it. Like you shouldn't force yourself to be a funny person. And if you fail, it will be very awkward and cringe essay. So don't do that. Second one, don't be dull. If you cannot be funny, at least don't be super boring. Like short answers. You don't need to write your enthusiasm. You wrote your enthusiasm for robotics in activities. You wrote in activities essay. Maybe you mentioned in rec letter also. And short answers are place for you to play around. So don't again express your enthusiasm for like I don't know Arduino or other stuff here. Like write something new, so like new facts. Tell something unexpected. Um, let's say there can be like maybe you're like a STEM guy, like like you know those guys who think like Caltech or MIT, well, tech guys. But at the same time, they might be very good at some kind of sports, or maybe like they're some kind of unexpected hobbies of those people. So like open up and write those stuff. And main thing, uh, yeah, I told you that you can play around here, but at the same time, you should keep uh like the neutral tone. You shouldn't go too informal. and still it should connect to the main theme, like main theme you want to create throughout your application. And here is final tips for writing supplementals. I just wrote down everything that came to my mind when creating this presentation. So shortly, supplementals are used to see if you match with university. Like Common App Essay, it's sent to all colleges. Like the purpose of Common App Essay, like in my opinion, is to identify if you are a good person, like the person that can strive in college community. And the purpose of supplemental essay is to see if you actually match with specific college. So there's a difference between these two. And search some universities' values and missions. Embrace them in your essay. Each university, they have their own mission, values, or the goals they want to achieve. And you should match with that goal or mission because university is a community, like how to say, interconnected community. So admitting people who have same values, same mindset, and who can work, study hard to achieve a goal together with the university. So you should match with that. So look through the website, some kind of documents to find those, and secretly show them in your essay. Why, as I say, why you? As I explained you, question is not asking why you want to study at Princeton. The question is asking why Princeton should choose you. Don't repeat facts you already wrote in activities common up essay. Every opportunity, every new chance to write is a new chance for you to open up something new about you. So don't waste any of them. There are rec letters, common up essay, activity section, honor section, supplemental essay, interview. In every chance, talk something new. Give as much information as possible throughout your application. Start early. Cliche advice, but that's true. You gotta start early. Like it's August 2nd. I hope you all are already brainstorming Common Up essay. I started my Common Up essay around August, middle of August. So, and then still I was writing till the last date. So I recommend you to start early right now, if possible. Those supplementals and write every day at least 1 hour. Consistency is the key. Why I recommend you to write every day is because every day when you see the essay, you find some kind of mistake or the way to improve your essay. If you write in a, how to say, in one sitting, you may not identify some parts that can be improved. But if you look at it every day or like after 1 week, 2 weeks, after you return to your essay, you might identify some weaknesses in your essay. So write every day and build this habit, and you won't be procrastinating. And before ending the presentation, I want to mention this. If you don't have time to read, you don't have time or the tools to write. Like simple as that. Like Stephen King, like famous author we all know. So we focus too much on writing, but we tend to forget reading. Everything starts from reading. If you don't have a habit of reading some kind of book, at least something, it doesn't matter which language you read, you should read something. Like if you don't have a habit of reading, you cannot write, because reading naturally prompts you to brainstorm some good ideas. Like it may not directly help you improve your writing, but somehow it helps you to brainstorm good ideas. So start reading, my advice, before writing. Yep, that's all with my presentation. I guess we can move on to the next section.
So thank you, Sayfullo, for this kind of amazing presentation. I really liked the style of the presentation, especially the tiger, because I studied in the University of Missouri. I've also seen mascots. We also call ourselves tigers. So I really liked the image of the tigers, all of the presentation. So
That's great.
we can move to the second part. And now in the second part, as I mentioned earlier, we will have a like essay review part where we will provide an essay. So I will send the essay to the chat, to the Telegram group of Unicrafters, and then you can open it and you can give your feedbacks on that essay. Yep.
Okay.
Did you receive a PDF?
Yep,
So
I received the PDF.
just an essay written by one person. He's not from Uzbekistan, so we got this essay from Google, of course, and you can read it online and you can give feedback. And in this case, people, especially the audience, can learn how to receive feedbacks and how to work on the feedbacks. Yeah. So please,
Okay.
everybody, you guys can open this PDF and follow up Sayfullo's words and feedbacks. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so basically this essay is like why Princeton engineering. I actually wrote myself also. Let's start reading it. Let me read for like, I don't know, 5 minutes, then I will analyze it.
So everybody can open on their devices and read the essay fully.
Okay, I read the essay. I can start. First of all, this essay is written by American, so it's quite difficult to apply the way he or she writes into our own supplemental essay writing. Because from the first sentence, you can see that this person visited campus. I haven't visited campus of Princeton yet, but yeah. So this guy had a cheat code of writing because his writing style already gives me a vibe that he's already part of Princeton community because he got involved with like Princeton laboratory and all those stuff. But um, the first point I would like to mention is the hook is very good. Like, which NASA are you talking about? This is like simple hook. You might say this is something boring, but the backup this hook gives is super great because this guy visited Princeton, uh, and he was inside the mechanical and aerospace engineering lab, part of rocketry club. So here you can see he's mentioning specific name of the clubs and all those stuff, but just mentioning those is not enough. So I was thinking, okay, he's just mentioning, but later you can see here he mentioned that I've been working on a solar sailplane glider since last summer, basically showing how we can use those opportunities available at Princeton, this club, or like in engineering department laboratory to continue developing his project. 1, 2, 3, 4. Paragraph 4, number 4, while I was excited to hear about this, here at the end he says, Princeton is that the program gives students a chance to explore, research, develop, and invent independently. That's a super cliche sentence. If you do not back up it with your own story, which he actually does, I don't know he or she, the person does with his like project. So he could, the person kind of could save this part of the cliche part of the essay. Then that person follows with saying, I can use my senior year independent project. It already shows I'm against he, I don't know why. But that person did a lot of research of the Princeton program course curriculum. If you don't go to handbook or like curriculum PDF, you won't find this information that a Princeton students write 100-page senior thesis to graduate, and then they should do senior year independent project. Here already, this person is talking about his final year at university, and he wants to do this solar panel something. So it really shows that this person is looking at the future and commitment to this person's current project of like solar sail plane until the senior year. So this is, I would say, interesting style of essay because the way you can write bias essay is two types. First type is this kind of using narrative. This person started by talking his experience at Princeton Guide, like visiting Princeton tour, conversation with Princeton Guide. And the second type is just writing facts and connecting it to yourself. That's what I did because I couldn't write campus visit, like this personal story that could show, because chemical engineering is quite inaccessible field for high schoolers because we cannot go to some chemical factory and have experience there. So what I did was like I focused more on what Princeton offers and connected back to myself and like what kind of things I did in high school and what I can continue at Princeton. So if you have some kind of brilliant engineering story, you can certainly write as a narrative style, as this person did, with a hook, continuing with story, then starting to insert certain facts, opportunities about Princeton. Or you can choose my way of writing, which is focusing more on like the opportunities offered at Princeton and connecting each of them to yourself. Yeah. What else we can focus on here? Lastly, I truly appreciate the fact that Andrea Goldsmith, current dean of the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, is not only a brilliant mind, but a woman who understands what it's like to be a woman in STEM. Okay, so it is she. The girl have written this essay because at the end we can see she focused on women in STEM, connecting the dean of Princeton to herself because she's also planning to pursue mechanical and aerospace engineering major, and seeing Andrea Goldsmith as a role model. Bit emotional. I don't recommend being emotional in supplemental essay, um, because I've I have read some essays saying like I have dreamed of studying at Harvard since I was 9. Like, since I was a child, I dreamed of going to Harvard. And that kind of like emotional essay is super useless. Like, okay, so what? That will be the answer of admission officer. Better insert facts. Show that why you deserve to study at Harvard. And yeah, I guess that's all
Yes, I
from
feel.
my.
Can I
It's a
ask
bit
one
short,
question for
but
you?
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep, it was amazing essay review to be honest. So, I have a question for you. So, what do you think? Do you recommend reading this kind of um, supplemental essay samples during your application process? And what was your experience? Did you read this kind of essays, or do you not recommend reading it? I mean,
Uh,
it's
Good
okay to
question.
read,
Good
or
question.
should a person ignore reading samples?
Uh-huh. So, well, for personal statement, never read. Like main essay, common up essay, I've never read any kind of sample essays because basically distracts from your own writing style. You kind of think that this writing style is a perfect writing style, and you try to imitate that. And that's wrong mindset. When it comes to supplemental essay, um, I would say you can read YS essay, this kind of essay read, uh, because YS essay focuses more on like the way of writing than the actual writing style or the structure of writing. So it focuses more on how they use like facts about Princeton and connecting it to themselves. So you can imitate their style, how they write. But personal statement, never read it because usually it's written in a narrative form and we all have our own writing style. So you shouldn't imitate. You should just keep to yourself. And for supplementals, I only recommend you to read if it is something not narrative style. So extracurricular essays, it can be a narrative style. I don't recommend you to read it also because you like indirectly get affected by their writing style.
So Sayfullo, so we received one or two questions. So considering we have some time before moving on to third part of our workshop, I will ask several questions. So one person asks, Hassan asks the following question. You mentioned it that you helped your friends with their supplemental essays. What patterns of mistakes did they mention, and how many of these friends succeeded?
Oh, good question. Um, the mistakes I made, like I mainly help with YS essay only. The mistakes they made is first of all, some of them use GPT, ChatGPT. You shouldn't use it, never. Like you shouldn't ask GPT to generate you an essay, complete essay. Like they would send me an essay, and as soon as I look at the word tapestry or like I don't know some words, I forgot the common GPT words. I would just notice this is GPT without just checking on GPT zero. First of all, don't use GPT. Secondly, they would just insert name of the professors from the website or name of the I would say the courses like the seminars offered, and that's all. Like they don't connect to themselves. They would just write, "I'm interested in taking this courses. I'm interested in working under this research mentor or research professor." That's useless. As I said, can my friend read this essay? Yeah, the essay can be submitted by anyone because it's not unique enough. So I would fix that part. And when it comes to if they got accepted, certainly they didn't get into Ivy Leagues this year, but for our D round, yeah, they got into some universities. But still, you should know that supplementals are not the only factor that plays in your application. There are more far important factors like, first of all, GPA, then your SAT from now on, then comes your essays and activities. Yeah.
So thank you for the answer, Sayfullo. So if you allow, we can move to the main part of our workshop, so to the writing part. So we have only 40 or 50 minutes left, so it will be more than enough for writing in one or two paragraphs. So right now, I will share a question for you, and
Okay.
you should open a Google Docs or Word, whichever is comfortable for you, and you can
Okay.
start your brainstorming, and you should write an essay till the end of our workshop. Is it clear for you?
Yeah, and should I explain what kind of steps I
Yes,
use to write?
it would
Okay,
be really great to
good.
show the ways how you approach to the essay, how
Uh-huh.
to do brainstorm, and you can
Let's
articulate all of the
see.
thinking thoughts
Okay,
which
that's
go into your head. Yeah,
first time doing live essay writing.
yeah.
Let's see.
So you can check your DM direct message.
Okay.
So we will send you a link for the Google Docs with the access
Oh,
of
okay.
editing, so you can just open it and start writing your essay. So for all of our participants, you guys can see the question on our channel. as a research institution that also prides itself on this question. Hey Saiful, did you receive the link for the Google Docs? Let's wait.
Yeah, I've received it. Wait, Google Docs? No, yeah, I received right now.
Yep.
Okay,
Now
so
you can open and you can share your
it's
screen.
that's good. That's good because this essay is why us, why major essay. So let's see. Well, okay.
So we are gonna challenge you, Saifullah.
Can I just show? Can you just speak while writing? I mean, what I do usually.
Yeah, so basically you can just share your screen, and before writing you can just explain the brainstorming part, and you can just brainstorm, or you can use comment sections to receive some ideas from our participants of the workshop. I mean, for the brainstorming part.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. Let me share my screen.
Definitely. So considering our time limit, I know it's impossible to finish an essay, but try to finish at least 1 or 2 paragraphs. I mean, only the introduction hook part, if possible.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you.
So
So you guys can enjoy.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yep. Visible. Yeah, it's working.
Sure. A research institution that also prides itself on its liberal arts curriculum, Princeton allows students to explore areas across the humanities and the arts, natural sciences, and the social sciences. What academic areas most pique your curiosity, and how do the programs offered at Princeton suit your particular interest? Please respond in about 250 words or fewer. Well, okay, basically this essay is like why us plus why major. What we can focus on first of all is let's start with hook. Actually, some kind of hook, some kind of interesting story. Interesting story. Then we can move on to academics. In academics, it also says liberal arts curriculum. Before doing anything, the first thing I do is I change the font because if I write in this, how it's called, Arial, I feel I'm a robot. I usually change to either Georgia, Belanti, or Times New Roman. It makes me feel I'm more like a human writing the essay, and I get more calm down. So 13 and Georgia font. Let's start. You can focus on academics. Let's say I want to study chemistry. Then, as I say, it's also the liberal arts curriculum. So we should mention something outside of science, humanities, or social sciences. Then, after academics, professional experiences, I should find some chemical organizations. Chemical, wait a minute. Let me do chemistry plus environmental science. It allows students to explore areas across all kinds of fields. What academic areas? It says areas, so I can mention more than one area. Let's combine chemistry and environmental science, two of my favorite stuff. Curiosity, how does the program offer that? I need to mention about curiosity, how curiosity, um, like, actually, like, yeah, chemical organizations, research, research labs, connecting, connecting to my own EC. So my EC number 2 was research, chemical research. I will connect to it. Let's go with social clubs. How does the program offer the Princeton Institute of Interest? They say like why major, but still we can include some social clubs. what I will include is Japanese Students Association. Because of my background and living in Japan, Central Asian Association. Well, you can say this is like brainstorming. Okay, and now we got to think of the hook. What kind of hook we can implement? I just want to write something that may be interested in chemistry. Just for clarification, the essay I'm going to write in 15 minutes doesn't mean that it will get me into Princeton one more time. I'm just telling you. Hook, right now I will be choosing might be the dumbest hook you have ever seen, but let's say, let me think. I want to, well, if it's chemistry, okay. So there is one incident, like the game we used to play with friends, like periodic table puzzle. I want to write this in hook. Not related to chemistry directly, but let's see if I can produce something out of it. Hmm.
Sayfullo, do you usually use internet, I mean Google, for finding some kind of information about the clubs or
Yeah,
organizations?
yeah, yeah. We will do it
Do you use
after I
them if you
finish.
need any help from the Google?
Actually, it doesn't matter which step you use, but I just want to do hook first, then go to Google. But if you want, like when you write your own essays, guys, you can first of all start with academics and other parts, then come back to hook. I just want to write hook before I forget.
Okay.
Minute. That's cool. This is I want to create. Basically, I want to make a hook. Like I will write some kind of sentence, turning that into periodic table numbers. That's like some kind of secret code game we used to do with friends, like during high school. You need to know chemistry. You don't need to know chemistry actually. You just need to have periodic table to write a message. Okay. We have helium. Hey, bro. Okay, helium, deuterium, bromine, oxygen. So, just, okay. So, yeah. What else? This produce me. Okay, they cannot produce me. The comma. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Okay.
That would be a
Okay.
crazy hook. Just believe me, the craziest one.
Let's see this one. 16. Sulfur, oxygen, carbon, carbon. Review. I don't know. Anyway. 16, 6, 6, 8. Okay. So, look. First of all, I don't really like playing football. I should admit it. I love watching football, but I don't really play football. But um, I would say I play football, but I don't play a lot. And you can do that. It's a fact. I play football, but I don't play a lot. So still, you can write this kind of not a lie, but exaggeration in your essay. Like in real life, I would never ask my friend to play football together. Usually they ask me, I don't ask. But it doesn't matter because it's a fact that I play football. So, but and it's also a fact that I have really done this kind of game. Like, so try to include always something authentic in your essay, bit of an exaggeration. The base can be a fact, but like what you write can be made up. Like the story can be made up, but it's a fact that you did that stuff. So it's fine. So yeah, I want to kind of use this one. Okay. Let's turn on the Grammarly. I always use Grammarly, and it's fine to use. Yeah.
By the way, do you use a premium version?
Nope, I use the free version. Well, I didn't use
Yeah,
premium version during
because it costs a lot.
college
Yeah.
application, but yeah, it costs a lot. But actually, if you have premium, it's fantastic. I've tried it.
What about you?
It's
Mhm.
very good.
What about using ChatGPT for the grammar check?
Grammar check, ChatGPT. Oh yeah, you can do that. That's fine. If you use for, well, grammar check, if they don't change, you should write that they shouldn't change your sentence structure. They should only check for grammar. Sometimes they
Okay.
just completely change your sentence structure. You shouldn't allow that. I'm trying to write an essay in the like, type that NASA girl wrote something with some hook, it's quotation mark. Possibilities. Oh my, oxygen, sulfur, oxygen, carbon, carbon. I don't know the also erbium, erbium. I want to connect it interest into chemistry. We will edit it later, like just hook something I could think of. want to include some stories that happened with my teacher, Mr.
Hello, I can't hear anyone. Is there anyone talking or just writing right now?
Hey, right now we're just writing. I will talk when I want to talk. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's
I just
thinking.
thought internet problem.
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah. Basically, we did hook part, chemistry part. I wanted to include sustainability or like environmental science. Sustainability.
Yes, Sayfullo, people are asking the definition of the holding purple cabbage juice in your essay. What does it
Oh,
mean?
um, purple cabbage juice. Well, basically, there is purple cabbage juice used for litmus paper test, pH indicator. Basically, there is something called pH. If you guys know, like if it shows that if compound is acidic or basic. Yeah, so like lemon is acidic or like detergent is basic. Cabbage juice can be used to identify the color. Like it changes color. Like this is like normal color, and it tastes so bad. It's you can drink it, but it tastes so bad. And my teacher used to love it. Like we used to be surprised with our like friends how he would even drink this kind of stuff. So I just wanted to include this thing like he used to like it. And the second part is like KFC. We actually once learned in class what is like the secret behind crispiness of uh, KFC in how to say like in the class. Like he explained us the biochemistry behind it. So I wanted to include it. Sustainability. I lived in Japan. Like Kitakyushu was the place I grew up, and there, like it was eco city, so I included that. And basically, I should somehow do the transitions more smoothly. Now we can move on to academics, talking about some courses. Well, let's go to major in Princeton. What majors are available at Princeton? We have chemistry. Yep. Now minor in Princeton. Do we have environmental studies? Yeah. It's like a cheat code, but I already know name of the laboratories which I'm planning to be part of at Princeton. But anyway, you guys need to research a lot and find this center, for example. And by the way, don't just copy paste this essay if you decide to apply to Princeton. Yeah. So basically, you go to research. Let's see, what kind of research? For example, this.
So Sayfullo, how long did it take for you to research for the completing your research on the Princeton University before writing any kind of essays?
At least
Like you
2
spend
hours.
weeks or days?
At least 2 hours. You,
2
you should
hours. Wow.
research a lot. You should go to every website possible. Like right now, I have 2 tabs open. Even 1 tab. We don't need this tab anymore. But like when you're first time researching university, if you don't have at least 20 tabs, it means you're not researching enough. So yeah, go deeper. Like go into every how to say every tab or like every page possible that interests you, that might interest you. So like go into every one of them. Mm, I want to find who is this person. I want to find some. Just go to chemistry. Princeton University Department of Chemistry. Research facilities. Um, we have physics, crystallography, food chemistry, laboratory. I'm interested in mass spectrometry because, as I mentioned, why did I even move to research? First, I need to write some courses. Studying university chemistry courses. Okay, these courses. There was some global pollution. Perfect. Perfect. I want to connect courses to my internship I did within this topic. So, there was one company that I interned. I don't want to mention it here, but yeah. So in activity section, I mentioned that activity is my first activity, and in the description part, I wrote what I really did. If they read that part, if they read the supplementals, they understand like how these courses actually are connected.
Sayfullo, isn't it a bad idea to mention your internship once more again, if you have already mentioned it in your Common App?
Can you repeat your question?
So isn't it a bad idea to include, to mention your internship once more again, if you have already
Oh,
mentioned it in your Common App, in your
that's a good idea.
activities section?
We can actually, yeah, thanks for the advice. Actually, what we can do, we don't need to actually mention the name. We can just say during my agri
Yeah.
agri-tech, agri-tech internship or something like that. Then I'm particularly drawn to research of. I need a research facility. I'm struggling to find that. Mass spectroscopy at Princeton. Like, I want somebody who did the research. Thermal ionization mass spectrometer laboratory. Okay, just for now, I will use this laboratory which came on the first page. It doesn't mean that you should use the first laboratory that comes up. You should use the laboratory um, that matches your interest, research interest. Layer shown. Okay, Professor. What is Professor? Professor Princeton. Let's abbreviate the team's laboratory to show that we actually research and know that you can abbreviate the laboratory name. Let's say this is academic part is done. Outside of science, humanities, and social sciences. There was one course recently I applied, uh, which I got unfortunately rejected, but I really wanted. Um, wait a minute. What's a cup of coffee? Basically, the course where you make coffee with your professor and you compete who makes the best coffee. Some other course in history. No. I'm kind of connecting the core value of Princeton, which is still the liberal arts education. So I'd like you to study a lot of stuff, not only one field. What else connected to that? Then, um,
Sayfullo, I noticed something. You are not using ChatGPT even once, so it's really
um,
amazing. Because in my case, I would have used it like several times for getting ideas.
for getting ideas, I don't use GPT because I don't respect GPT because its idea is not unique enough. Like it's better if I brainstorm. Sometimes I use GPT if I cannot find the word. But this is like why, as I say, it doesn't need to be complex. Some people saying you need to write beautiful essay, but like
Mm.
I'm not a writer. I'm not like the creative writer. My writing style is simple. As you can see, it's simple. Like, but I write an essay that can match Princeton.
So you
So,
have never used ChatGPTs during your essays? You have
uh,
never used it. Is it right?
direct influence. There was no direct influence of GPT. Only for synonyms I used it. There was like Princeton Chemical Society, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there you go. You guys need to read. I have already read all this stuff. As you can see, it's purple. I've been into this website already, so I can just put it. But you guys should read inside. What a participant and Hallinger, something like that.
So Sayfullo, if you wish, we can just finish here. I mean, you can finish
Okay,
this
okay.
paragraph because, as you said, you have like
Sure.
a meeting after 10 minutes with the Princeton University. So I
Uh-huh.
want you to have some rest before the important meeting of yours.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, I
You
completely
can just
forgot I have
conclude
to do
your
that.
speech.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Well, yeah. So, guys, this is not the final draft because, like, the first draft, first draft even, it's not fully written. But as you can see, I started with a hook. If you have hook like this, I don't know. I don't know if it's a good hook or bad hook. I just wrote what came to my mind. So, just write it down first of all, and then you can edit it. If you don't have hook, fine. Start from the second paragraph, showing your interest in subject. Then here you can see I show my interest in chemistry sustainability. My tip would be read the question carefully. Question says liberal arts curriculum, academic areas. You can mention 2 or more academic areas, some other fields. Princeton is a place where you can study anything if you want in the first year. So you should use that opportunity and show that you are actually interested in doing so. What else? Some programs offered at Princeton. What kind of programs are offered at Princeton? For example, like the chemistry major, minor in environmental studies, course names that matches with my internship that I did. Like these courses to show I'm interested in other fields, still connecting it to science, STEM science, showing the like connection between humanities and STEM. Name of the professor, program, laboratory, working on my research of. I worked on some chemical particles for my research. Then some societies, professional societies I can be part of. I would like to address this problem, blah 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 blah. So yeah, this is basically so. As you can see, this thing I don't really think that somebody can write. I mean, certainly somebody can write, but still, like some story that happened in my life. This also, these 2 parts. Then I focus on some Princeton opportunities. Every time, as you can see, after I mention some Princeton opportunity, I connect to myself. Everything I connect to myself here also, and here also. This is a structure you can follow.
Thank you, Sayfullo, for this amazing session. I know it was a bit hard for you to adapt to the new format of workshops. I hope you liked it. So
Yeah.
I wish you luck with your departure, with your education, and with your final exams in your new university, in your new journey. And I hope to meet you in the States and have a trip together.
Thank you very
And
much.
thank you. So for others, tomorrow we'll also have a session with Sanjar, a Babson college graduate, a Babson student, and he will talk about personal statements. So I feel if you have some kind of last words, you can say them, and we can finish the session.
Last words. Admission is hard work, but at the same time luck. 90% hard work, 10% luck. If you don't get in, it doesn't mean you didn't deserve it. Some other factors play the role, so don't get depressed and move on and apply somewhere else. The gap year or consider plan B, plan C. So never like decrease your self-esteem because of the result of the admission. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Sayfullo. Thank you for supporting our local startup, Unicrafters, and hoping to see you again. Thank you. We can finish up.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.